Hello everyone and welcome back. So, Creative Assembly have decided to drop a big news reveal at Billy World. I've had a little bit of early access with the video, a big thank you to them once again. And it's a bunch of information regarding Total War Warhammer 40k. Now, a lot of the stuff that you're seeing here might seem familiar because it is actually an extended gameplay of what we saw in the previous award show. Now, we're going to do things a little bit different to the usual case because we won't be able to react to it. It is fully voiced in Chinese. Instead, we're going to talk about specifics that we find out here. It's a little bit of a footage that we've seen before, some extra stuff, and some few details. So let's go from the beginning as we do have some subtitles so we get a little bit of context. This is in the Armageddon Theater campaign, which we already knew that the first campaign was going to be focused around Armageddon. There's a few planetary systems which also has its own planets there. This is similar to that of, say, for example, Dawn of War, where a system could have 3 to 9 planets, I think is the kind of average for the 40k universe. Although some can have more, and it does vary. Armageddon does have a lot of known planets and some unknown ones. And of course, since this is an Armageddon storyline, it's going to feature the Orks, with the Imperial Guard using an orbital bombardment to kind of just soften up the enemy lines. So this is stuff that we've seen before in certain cases with certain shots. They are going to be reusing this for a certain amount of time until, I guess, they're ready to show off some proper gameplay. Creative Assembly are playing as the Guard themselves, and they talk about the fact that there's a lot of different troops to call upon, which, I mean, we've seen a few already. We've seen the Baneblade over there and a few Guardsmen. There is the talk there that they will be sending detachments forward and they're keeping stuff as reinforcements. The UI hasn't really changed much, of course, because this is older footage, but we are seeing better footage of actual mouse usage, which is important because this is a Total War game, and obviously people have been kind of worried considering that it's going on consoles too. It's good to see some Scout Sentinels too. I think a lot of people really do like the Scout Sentinels if you're an average Guard player. And there is mention of Scout Sentinels being customized with a selection of weapons, which they confirmed: autocannons, heavy flamers, and missile launchers. Now this is quite good because I know some people were worried that many unit variants might be coming down the line with DLC and the rest. It doesn't look like this is going to be the case, at least for these Scout Sentinels. We still need to see for all the rest of the units and get a close-up look to the complete roster, or whatever the size of the roster is going to be when the game gets closer to launch. So they talk about ambushing the enemy in this battle. I'm not sure if that's just being used in the literal sense or it's just a different type of battle map, because this doesn't look like the average battle ambush style, you know, where you're very, very close to the enemy in that case. But it does look like there is a lot of different troops, and they do talk about heavy emphasis with cover, which is kind of expected because this game is focusing around the storyline of 11th edition, and 11th is focusing very much on cover fire, which seems cool so far in terms of the edition. I'm still painting up through my Armageddon stuff because I decided to go with pretty annoying paint scheme for my Marines, but hey, I'm getting there. So I'm not sure if Ogrins were confirmed in a previous video. I believe they were, but it's been a while because you know how Creative Assembly does the early marketing for a brand new title. It's always kind of sporadic. Either way, Ogrins, Ripper guns, what's not to love, right? These are going to be wonderful, not only to be able to do a lot of like range fire, but you can have them up front and personal, which shouldn't really be too much of an issue, and they should be quite durable too. Like slowly but surely, we're getting a good glimpse at the full roster for not only the Orks, but also the Guardsmen, and I know a lot of people are big fans of the Astra Militarum, so this should be quite good. One thing is for certain, the terrain exploding as units just lightly touch it is peak Total War, so some things don't change. But with the Ogrins to the left side, they've got tanks on the bridge, so they're doing long-range fire on all the Orks. And what we will see is they do have a Baneblade over there, and that's just beautiful. What a beautiful tank. Oh my god. Like, I'm super excited about this. I'm not gonna lie. There is so much coming in. We can see so many different tanks there. The Baneblade just looks absolutely gorgeous. I can't stop looking at it. I've actually gone back a few times. It's so weird seeing this in a Total War format. It really is. Orc gameplay seems to be just as expected from the Orks in Warhammer 40,000. It's just war and throw in, and it's looking pretty damn cool. There looks to be a fair amount of units on the field. Same thing there when we get a nice close-up look of the Mega Knobs. And it has been confirmed that they do have access to the Kill Saw, the Power Claw, and the Combi Scorcher. So again, a lot of variants already confirmed straight off the bat, which is absolutely wonderful. The more that we can see of this, the better, because that was an issue that we did have, obviously, in Total War Warhammer, the fantasy series, where variants were kept out for DLCs or FLCs as time progressed. The melee combat's already looking quite good from what I can see animation-wise, and we are seeing quite a lot of orcs come together, and this is where they're going to use a strike from Valkyrie rockets. This is cool to see. Obviously, we've seen this stuff before with like the Black Orcs and so on, but it's going to be a little bit more animated because it's a bit different, whereas the Black Orcs use that more as a... it looks more like a bombardment spell, right? Same thing, unit movement does look quite good. It's important to note that, yeah, this stuff could be just like over-edited and stuff, because we've seen this with Creative Assembly before. Not trying to be negative, just putting it out there. But so far it looks great. The Storm Boys just kind of jumping up like that is great. Obviously there's a mention that they can jump over large distances and overcome buildings. Remember that we're going to see a lot of jetpacks when it comes to 40k. It's like the Orcs, the Space Marines, Tau, hell, even some Imperial Guard. One thing I'm really excited about, and this isn't just like specific to Total War 40k, but as you've been able to see, there's destructible terrain, so you can change stuff around. This is because of the brand new engine Warcore, which from a long-standing Total War player point of view, I'm really excited to see this a lot more. It's been desperately needed. Obviously, it's not able to be done with Warscape, but destructible terrain is incredibly important, and it does seem like it's going to be very common here. So reinforcements coming in is pretty interesting, though. So there's units that are in the back end, and you can just bring them in as support, which is pretty interesting, because we're used to the whole thing of, oh yeah, once the timer clicks, the army comes in, and you don't really pick what comes in. But it looks like you'll be able to pick what units will come in from reinforcement points. At least that's what I understand from the subtext. Mind you, they decided to go with the whole, you know, explosions, because you can't save everyone. Why not? All right, so this is pretty cool. Big explosion. Leaves a hole, lots of damage. As you can see, they decided to stop the game. You can do this with Total War games if you haven't played this before, because I do know there's a lot of people jumping into Total War now where they haven't heard of this, but they saw the announcement of 40k. So you can stop the game mid-battle, just kind of get cinematic shots. This is really cool, because what you can see is like not only the path of destruction that explosion did, but body parts. This is good. Obviously, we know that there is not going to be a blood DLC for the long-standing Total War fans, which that was a sigh of relief, because it's kind of pathetic that they did that. The blood still looks like it spurts out like jam, but hey, it's still pretty early, so I mean, this is still good. We're seeing blood. That's really important, because it just kind of sucked when you had to pay for a blood DLC, right? So that's gone, and we can rejoice, and we can see a little bit of gore. So it's not a full hole from what I can see. It just kind of settles and then just gets back up to normal. But again, we do know that there's destructible terrain, so probably not everything can be destroyed. What we do see is just like the usual, you know, units getting back up. I would like to see more permanent damage to the ground, but this is a small clip, and obviously it's still very early days. Everything that you're going to see is subject to change, obviously. But we do see the Stomper, which... oh my god, up close is so cool. So they're stacked with different weapons. Once again, it's confirmed that there's the Mega Chopper, Death Cannon, Super Gatler, and the Super Duper Rockets. For those wondering, yeah, there's just how it is. The orc names are always kind of weird. If you've never played 40k before, because keep in mind, there are historical-only fans that are going to be looking at this, because this is the first game in a brand new engine. So big Stomper, big damage on it. It's essentially like a big Titan piece. Well, it's classified as Titanic, I think. I'm not playing Orcs this edition. I am doing Tau and Space Marines. And yes, you can laugh in the comments, but I like my Tau. And yeah, they get rid of it by normal means. An orbital bombardment directly on it to kill it out. Good death animation from what we've been able to see. Overall, this is going to be kind of interesting. Obviously, again, we have seen this gameplay before. This is just the extended version, but it's them getting into detail, which is good. This is a good push to kind of seeing what this game is going to be like. I don't imagine it'll take too long for Creative Assembly to start showing some other stuff, and I imagine that this was done in an effort to just get the hype up. And yeah, to be fair, I feel a little bit of hype. It looks good, but I want to see a deeper hit into the UI and a deeper gameplay without so many cuts. From my perspective, as I've been kind of burnt before, no cut gameplay would be great, just to get a proper look on unit responsiveness and stuff, with the full idea that we can expect like little visual bugs here and there. Hell, they showed it in the other gameplay reveal, there was like little stuttering with some units and stuff. And that's perfectly fine, because this game is still in development, and I doubt is going to be out for, well, until next year. We know that there's a beta this year. It is cool seeing some units up close, though. Graphically, I was worried that it was going to look a little bit too cartoony, but it does have that feel for Total War. It is very good to see mouse movements, though. It's one of the things that, even though I think it's been shown off in the previous video, the more we get to see it, the better it is, because, yeah, I was kind of worried about the whole, you know, it's all available for console. Again, I've been in Total War for a long time now. It's just, don't want to see games getting dumbed down. It looks good. Still not too keen with certain things of the UI, if I can be completely honest. And that's mostly just stuff like, oh yeah, the mini-map at the bottom of the screen, not very keen on that. I would love to see customability. That's something that Total War has been lacking with stuff like UI and stuff. Scaling is obviously there, but that's not really everything. Seeing that get moved would be kind of cool. I'm assuming the morale bar at the top, everything here is subject to change until it gets to later, right? But it's looking good. And I do want to end it on a high note. The Orks and the Baneblade, beautiful. I mean, well, all the Astra Militarum stuff, but like the Baneblade is just stunning. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let's start a bit of discussion. It's a very early video, I do apologize, but the embargo is at like 7 a.m, which I believe is like 2 p.m. Shanghai, because that's when it's being released. So if I don't respond to comments too early, well, I'm probably sleeping, because, yeah, it's a late one. But again, thank you to Creative Assembly for the early access to the video. I appreciate it, because, you know, I'm a news-focused channel. And I'll see you all again very soon, guys. Have a great day.